Why do our students need pioneers with new maps? Today's adolescents have a very different experience than past generations. I could give you 100 things right now that we've dug up, but let me give you 3 right now. Many of you have heard me say this statement, but can I say it again? They're the first generation that doesn't need adults to get information. So here we are, the brokers of information. Aren't we educators? And yet they're the first generation that doesn't really need us. When I'm in front of a group of students, in fact, Kirsten, I'll be in front of GSLT. Some of them are looking down. You know what they're doing? Fact-checking me, you know? So just know we're not the exclusive brokers of the data they're taking in. In fact, we're one of 10,000 voices on any given day. Ready or not, it's true. Number 2, today's adolescents are the first generation that can be connected to others and yet poor at relationships. So would you not agree, probably more connected to people than any generation, and yet sometimes the interpersonal skills, the emotional intelligence may be at an all-time low. And by the way, I don't blame them for that. They're growing up in a world that we adults created. But can I just say the obvious? That's why we're going to have to go after social and emotional learning, because reading, writing, arithmetic will get them part way, but the employer they're about to work for is going to demand good people skills. I know you know that, but how do we do this in an already crowded day of classes? And then lastly, this is the one that I'm sobered by more than any other. A number of MDs have made this statement now, and so the American Psychological Association has just published it. But get this, today's adolescents are part of the first generation to have the same level of anxiety as a psychiatric patient did in the 1950s. I want that just to settle in for just a minute. We talked yesterday about the stress levels that students feel. Whether you think it's warranted or not, they experience incredible stress. College students, 94% of university students in America say the number one word they use to describe their life is overwhelmed. 44% say they're so overwhelmed it's difficult to function. That's almost 1 in 2. And as Andrew mentioned yesterday, about 1 in 10 has thought about suicide in the last year. Maybe they didn't do anything about it, but it crossed their mind. And I'm thinking life was not supposed to be this way. Would you agree with that? It's just not supposed to be that way. How do we create a student that has a sense of peace and poise, that is monotasking, not just multitasking, that has a sense of direction? They're a river, not a flood. How do we do that? I think there's a way.